Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world. The Global TV AM News live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Chidima Jarasin. President Bola Tinubu will depart Abuja today to attend the G20 Leaders Summit in New Delhi, India, on the invitation of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. A statement released on Sunday in Abuja by Ajuri Ngelale, special advisor to Tinubu on media and publicity, says on the sidelines of the summit, the president will participate in and deliver keynote addresses at both the Nigerian-India Presidential Roundtable and the Nigeria-India Business Conference, stating that the CEO Roundtable will be attended by leading industrialists in the Indian private sector, Nigerian industrialists as well as senior government officials from both countries. Ajuri said the president aims to leverage the platform to attract global capital and promote increased foreign direct investment in key labor-intensive sectors of Nigeria's economy for job creation and revenue expansion. The presidential spokesman said Tinubu will seize the opportunity to highlight Nigeria's attractiveness as an investment destination, specifically outlining his cross-sectoral reform plan as encapsulated by the Renewed Hope agenda. The federal government says it is ready to meet with the labor union today in its desperate efforts about the Nigeria Labour Congress warning strikes scheduled for Tuesday and Wednesday. However, the labor union said there was no going back on the two-day warning strike, even as it affirmed that it remained open to negotiations with the government despite breaking its previous promises. Already, some state chapters of the NLC said they were ready to proceed with the strike, while some others said their executive committee would meet on Monday as a precursor to the strike. The NLC had in a communique jointly signed by its president Joe Ajaro and the National Secretary Emmanuel Ogbaja on Friday said the decision to go on nationwide strike followed the failure of the President Bola Tinubu-led government to dialogue with organized labor on efforts to cushion the effect of the removal of petrol subsidy on what the NLC calls poor masses. President Bola Tinubu has recalled all the ambassadors, including Korea and North Korea. This was stated by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, through his media aide, Al-Qasim Abdul Qadri, on Saturday. Former President Muhammad Buhari had in July 2020 appointed 41 North Korea ambassadors and 42 Korea ambassadors to head the nation's foreign diplomatic missions. The statement confirming the recall says ambassadors, as representatives of the country, serve at the behest of the president and his prerogative to send or recall them from any country. Niger State Governor Mohammed Umar Bago has added 200 million naira to 5 billion naira loan from the federal government as palliatives, making it 5.2 billion naira to be distributed to 270 wards in the state, even as he warned that any official who diverts the palliatives would go to jail. He said at a news conference yesterday in Mina that the amount given was a loan on which the state and local government would pay back 52% and the federal government 48%. He said all former and serving top government officials would be involved in the distribution to the wards, and each ward would get 10 million naira except in Mina and Suleja, where each ward would get 20 million naira. He also said a 3-day public holiday for the distribution of palliatives to all 25 local government councils in the state would commence on Wednesday. As part of efforts to cushion the effects of fuel subsidy removal on the residents, the Sokoto State government has earmarked about 4 billion naira on food items to be distributed across the various local government areas. Briefing newsmen at the council chamber after the maiden State Executive Council meeting on Friday, the Commissioner for Religious Affairs, Sheikh Dr. Jabri Mahula, said the state governor, Ahmad Aliyu, has approved the purchase of items to be distributed. According to the Commissioner, the State Executive Council members in its inaugural meeting have approved the purchase of 57,000 bags of 50 kg rice at the cost of 2.508 billion naira. The council also approved the purchase of another 26,000 bags of 100 kg millets at the cost of 1.430 billion naira. Jabri also said the items also include another 44,000 bags of maize, which will be purchased by the state government in conjunction with the federal government. He explained that the governor would, however, set up a committee that would monitor the distribution of the foodstuffs across the 23 local government areas of the state. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, says no fewer than 8.3 million Nigerians are in dire need of humanitarian assistance in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa State. Edu said the figure is part of the total 16 million Nigerians affected by various humanitarian crises, with the three states worst hit. The minister said this in a statement by her special advisor on media and publicity, Rashid Zubair, on Sunday in Abuja, stating that aside from the northeast, Benue, and the north central had been tagged the capital of humanitarian crisis in Nigeria by the United Nations. She said the ministry had come up with innovative ways of thorough verification of the social register for accuracy and transparency, with the promise to upgrade, rejig, and expand the social safety net program to accommodate more people through a transparent process. You're watching Global AM News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When the AM News returns, Akpabio charges Finance Committee to monitor remittance of revenue generating agencies. We have details of these and other stories for you right after this break. Please don't go away. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the AM News from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. As we return to business, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has directed the Senate Committee on Finance to embark on aggressive oversight of revenue-generating agencies with a view to curbing revenue leakages in the country. Akpabio specifically directed the panel to scrutinize the remittance of the agencies and government-owned enterprises and make sure that all revenues they generate are properly deposited in the Federation account. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Finance, Senator Sani Musa, disclosed this in a statement in Abuja on Sunday. The senator, who is representing Niger East Senatorial District in the National Assembly, said his panel was asked to ensure that all remitters are done in accordance with the provisions of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. The United Kingdom at the weekend revealed that it truly wanted to encourage the multinationals of British origin to invest into Nigeria, especially Southeast. The UK, however, observed that building a stronger and more conducive business environment is crucial to luring British companies to the country. The British Deputy High Commissioner in Lagos, Johnny Baxter, made the remarks at the inaugural Enugu State Diaspora and Investment Roundtable held in the coal city on Friday. The roundtable was attended by development partners, senior-level executives from public and private sector, and other domestic financial institutions. The federal government has said it will demolish 2 multi-billion private jet terminals and aircraft hangars to pave the way for the expansion of the newly inaugurated international terminal of the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, who made the disclosure during an inspection of facilities at the Lagos Airport on Thursday, said the private jet terminals were obstructing the expansion of the apron size of the new Chinese-built terminal, which was opened in March 2022. According to him, the apron size of the new international terminal is not adequate to accommodate jumbo planes operating international routes. Keyamo emphasized the need to provide a better traveling experience for Nigerian passengers passing through the airport. Chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Tax Reform, Oyedele, said Nigeria has lost over 6 trillion naira to tax waivers. He said instead of granting tax waivers to businesses, the government should create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive and pay more taxes. Oyedele told journalists that if Nigerians were paying the right taxes, the nation would have gotten extra 20 trillion naira from tax collection annually. The current administration has said it would introduce tax reforms to phase out multiple tax systems and ensure Nigeria has a fair, convenient and equitable tax system. The minister said government has plans for economic growth, job creation, access to capital, particularly consumer credit, that makes goods affordable to the ordinary Nigerians. He said the focus is on inclusivity, women, youth, making all have the opportunity to come to the table and contribute to the growth of the economy and society, and likewise by focusing on security, rule of law, and anti-corruption. The move by the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, to attract major international research grants to Nigerian scholars has received a massive boost as the European Union has committed to provide 440,000 euros to support shortlisted research teams in the country under the Horizon Europe project. According to a statement released on Friday in Abuja, Tope Tugun, who heads TETFund's team on the Horizon Europe program, made this known while briefing the Executive Secretary of TETFund, Sonny Echono, on ongoing efforts to ensure Nigerian researchers' participation in the globally renowned research project. Tugun identified the inability of Nigerian researchers to organize and prepare sufficiently for the Horizon project as one of the major impediments that prevented them from accessing the grant. Hence, the decision of TETFund to set up the team in order to clear all the hurdles. On his part, the TETFund's executive secretary said the agency is fully committed to ensuring Nigerian researchers are competitive in the international arena, adding that the fund is also targeting all the global research bodies to attract grants for scholars in the country. On the foreign scene, tens of thousands of protesters had gathered outside the French military base in Niger's capital, Niamey, on Saturday, demanding that its troops leave in the wake of a military coup that Paris refuses to recognize.
Nous sommes ici pour exprimer notre détermination, notre engagement et notre dévotion à faire partir la force militaire française et toutes les bases militaires qui siègent sur notre territoire national.
The July 26 coup, one of 8 in West and Central Africa since 2020, has sucked in global powers concerned about a shift to military rule across the region. In the meantime, tensions between Paris and Niamey continue to mount as officials in Niger push for France's ambassador to be expelled from the country after stripping him of diplomatic immunity. On Friday, the authorities gave Ambassador Sylvain Ite 48 hours to leave the country. The deadline was rejected by Paris, which does not recognize the government installed after a military coup in July. Faced by paucity of funds, rumors arrived that the junta is seeking to obtain liquidity by any means, not hesitating to use force. The Sony Bank of Niamey was alleged to have been forced to give 500 million West African francs to the putschists, who then financed the demonstration on August 6 at the Seny Kouché Stadium. There are fears that if the financial difficulties persist, the junta could also be tempted to seize private bank accounts under false pretenses. The Niger Republic has slipped further into socio-economic turmoil following the removal of President Mohamed Bazoum on July 26th, with the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, now demanding his immediate and unconditional reinstatement. Ukraine says Russia launched a 3.5-hour drone attack on the southern parts of the Odessa region early on Sunday, hitting at Danube River port infrastructure and injuring at least 2 people. Ukraine's Air Force said on the Telegram app that its air defense system shot down 22 of the 25 Iranian-made Shahid drones that Russia launched in Odessa in the early hours of Sunday morning. Ukraine's South Military Command said on social media at least 2 civilians were injured in the attack on what it said was the civilian infrastructure of the Danube. India's space agency takes aim at another milestone Saturday with the launch of a probe to study the sun, a week after a successful unnamed landing on the moon. Aditya L1 will carry scientific instruments to observe the sun's outermost layers, blasting off at 11:50 a.m. for its 4-month journey. The United States and the European Space Agency have sent numerous probes to the center of the solar system, beginning with NASA's Pioneer program in the 1960s. But if successful, the latest mission from the Indian Space Research Organization will be the first by any Asian nation to be placed in solar orbit. A quick look at sports. Nigerian long-term jumper Ese Brume has recovered instantly from the setback of the women's long jump final at the 2023 World Athletics Championship in Budapest, as she claimed the bronze medal at the Xiamen Diamond League in China. The 27-year-old, who won bronze in the 2019 edition of the World Athletics Championship in Doha, Qatar, and earned a silver medal in Oregon, US in 2022, was one of Nigeria's brightest hope for a medal in Budapest. However, the dream was ended after Brume finished 4th in the final. Despite recording a season's best jump of 6.84 meters, her marks was not enough to give Nigeria a medal. And that's it on Global TV AM News live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Chidima Jarasin, thanking you so very much for watching. I'll see you again.